Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, here I am, very late Saturday evening, but still here nevertheless. And like I said, told y'all last week, I might not have even did it at all, but you know, I'm here. Your boy Halsey Allen on the Narrator podcast. The Narrator podcast is the home of original people peace, prosperity, reciprocity, and positive frames of reference. How you doing this evening? This fine Saturday evening. It'll probably be Sunday by the time I posted this recording back on all my platforms, but you know, unless you're on Twitter, unless you're active on Twitter, it's broadcasting directly to Twitter right now, or it will broadcast directly to Twitter no sooner than I'm done recording. But anyway, welcome to the Narrator podcast. Welcome all my narrators. Welcome anybody new that may be tuning in or unfamiliar with my content and my platform. Welcome to you. So what the Narrative podcast is about is basically putting our people in a positive light. So I'll give you a complete overview of my podcast and you know, my objective goals in this digital space that I'm occupying, and walk you through my format for the Narrative podcast. Break down all my philosophies and, you know, dive into the content and get things going. So let's start at the very top with the overview. What is the Narrative podcast about? Starting at the top, the narrative. Name my podcast the Narrative Podcast because the liberal media, movies and television depict our people negatively. They weave a false narrative about original people and original culture. So what I wanted to do is design a platform where I'm showcasing and highlighting us in a positive manner, playing up our strengths, celebrating all of our accomplishments, and providing positive frames of reference about our people and our culture, in lieu of the fact that we're always being intentionally misrepresented and portrayed in a negative light by the media and people outside of our culture. So what my platform is designed to do is to, you know, put out or destroy all these negative perceptions of us, these ill-gotten notions of what it means to be an original person, aka black. I'll get to the black and the original thing in a minute, but you know, people outside of our culture, all they're giving to them about us is just negative frames of reference. That's all they have to pull from is negative frames of reference. If, you know, they haven't grew up around us, they don't know any of us, they're just going off by what they're seeing on television and in the movies and hearing in the music. So, you know, what it's not designed to do is like, it's not about caring what people outside of our culture thinks about us. It's not really even educating and enlightening them. It's just basically setting the record straight and focusing the lens on our people and our culture in a positive way, because the mainstream media focus the lens on our people and our culture in a negative way. They're always, you know, propagating negative nuances within our culture and, you know, highlighting our atrocities and our tragedies and our shortcomings in life, and never playing up, you know, our accomplishments and everything that we bring to the table as a people. We're always being shown in depravity, in lack. They're always showing us being unintelligent, speaking unintelligent, acting unintelligent, behaving violently towards each other and people outside of our culture. And, you know, we know that's just not true. So what my podcast basically is designed to do is just, you know, break down all these generalizations that are made about us by people, you know, not of our culture. So as a matter of fact, the tagline for my podcast is the Narrative Podcast, destroying negative narrative podcast, destroying negative stereotypes about original people and original culture. Or excuse me, keep on messing up on my own tagline. The Narrative Podcast, changing the narrative one episode at a time by destroying negative stereotypes about original people and original culture. Okay, yeah, got it. It's just like, it's kind of a mouthful, and I haven't really said my tagline. It feels like I haven't really said my tagline in a while, because I've been having one heck of a week. So I'm not operating at 100% still. Had a little setback, you know, had a very deep wound inflicted on me, lost considerable amount of blood, and so now I'm trying to, you know, gain my full range of motion and, you know, get back to how I used to be. It's like, not like I'm crippled or nothing. It's just, it sucks when a body part doesn't work how it used to. So I'm not going to tell you what body part, but just know your brother right now is like in a lot of pain, and, you know, it sucks. So this is why I'm just like kind of off kilter with my normal way I do things, because, you know, all my narrators, the people that actively listening to my platform, they know I'm on point with my broadcast. Like, I have my content, you know, I start like recording early in the morning and have it like uploaded midday. And so since, you know, I had my little setback, it's just kind of been weird, but I'm still staying consistent. I'm still here, still bringing you these positive frames of reference about our people and our culture. Actually made it, staying true to my broadcast day. It is still Saturday. It's Saturday evening. It'll be late Saturday evening by the time I share it back to all platforms. Quite possibly even Sunday. But yeah, it'll be time stamped for Saturday for sure. But anyway, I went off on a little tangent, back to the platform. So yeah, that's what my podcast is about in a nutshell. It's providing positive frames of reference. That's my ultimate goal, my ultimate takeaway. I want people to derive from my content is how important it is to share positive content on any platform that you occupy online. Because these days, you know, your presence online is your carbon footprint. People judge you based on whatever content that you're posting. So just imagine how we look as a people to people outside of our culture. If we're always posting, you know, gang culture, thought culture, pimp culture, whore culture, all these negative stereotypes, you know, they believe in their head, believe it's true for all of us. If we're always posting that online, you know, this is what people are going to, you know, think about us. And so again, not that we care what people think about us, we just want an accurate depiction of us. If you're going to be circulating, you know, information about us, make sure the information is accurate. And what they're doing is circulating inaccurate information about our people and our culture. So yeah, another reason is because these Fortune 500 companies and these production companies, they use your data, whatever you're posting online, to, develop and sell product. And so with these film crews and in the music industry, they're looking at what people are, watching and posting online, and they're creating content, because they believe they're facilitating a need for their product. And the need is, niggatry, because we keep on posting niggatry online. And so they want to cater to that. They want to produce these horrible movies depicting us in a negative light. They want to produce these horrible television shows depicting us in a negative light. And they're basing it all on the statistical data from, the content we're posting online as a people. Commercials, all that. That's what they're, basing their data about, that they believe our people want to see and believe our people want to listen to. They believe, the types of clothes that they design is the types of clothes we want to wear based on what the types of content we're posting online. So when our women is walking around hoochied out, that's because they're getting their statistical data based on what we're posting online. When our young men is walking around with their pants, with these designers, making pants, showcase their butt crack and, other things that you don't really want to see. They're basing it off their statistical data. They're basing it off of the content that we're posting online. So, that's the ultimate takeaway I want people to get from my content. If nothing else, how important it is to post positive content about our people and our culture. Next order of business, the original. On my platform, I refer to our people as original people versus black. My reason being, I believe in the power of words. We were here about 5,000 years before every other race, ethnicity, nationality, any human in creation. We predated every other human civilization in creation. We was here 5,000 years before everybody. So, having said that, we originated written language and spoken language. And we originated it when we created the word black. It symbolized power. It was a symbol of respect. It was a symbol of regalness, opulence, symbol for beauty, a symbol for life, new life. Symbol for intelligence, just all things positive. It was a symbol for the beginning of life. It was a symbol for good health, good luck, all things positive. When we create the word black, but then we let some people around us that didn't look like us, we, taught them how to survive and in stride with their nature, their true nature. I also talk about true nature on my podcast too, which, is our true divine nature, is to educate, enlighten, and love and nurture. We let people whose true nature was to be warlike, dominate, colonize, steal, and rape and pillage around us and absorb our culture. And what they did was they flipped the narrative and took the word black and made it mean something negative. And so with that new definition of that word, the way they recorded it in history, like they record everything in history, they want to make themselves look superior and everybody else look inferior. They want to make themselves look, holy and everybody else look as, heathens. So they was intimidated by the word black, how we used it in reference to us. And so they took and flipped the narrative and made black be the symbol for all things negative. They made black symbolize death, chaos, destruction, sickness, misfortune, darkness, evilness, wickedness. They made the word black mean unclean. They made black be a symbol for the end of all things. And now we are anything but the end of all things. We originated civilization. We were the original man and woman on this planet. This is why I refer to our people as original. Because when you look at that same dictionary, that they made the word black mean all these negative things, the word original has nothing but positive connotations surrounding it. So the word original hints at the beginning of things and also hints at, the best of all things. So I think that's perfectly describes our people, because we was here first before everybody, and we originated pretty much everything in this modern world. We originated education. We originated math, science, English, written language, spoken language. We originated architecture. We originated science, mathematics. We originated, navigation by sea. We originated time. Philosophy, biology, you name it. It started with us. We originated all things. Thus, we are the original people of Earth. Here on this planet, predating all other civilizations. And no, we didn't evolve from no monkeys. We didn't evolve from no baboons. We didn't evolve from no orangutans, no apes, no chimpanzees, no simians, nothing in the primal family, nothing in the primate family did we evolve from. We was already fully sentient, walking upright, inventing things and building things, having clear speech. We didn't have cranial overbites. We weren't dwelling in caves, and we damn sure didn't crawl up out of no primordial ooze. So that's why I refer to our people as original versus the word black. Like I said, been a super duper long day. I didn't mean to veer off on that tangent, but I just had to make it be known why I refer to our people as the original versus black. I just wanted to make it be crystal clear. Another thing is I try to be very time sensitive. I don't want my broadcast to exceed 1 hour, but I think I will, because I'm already like 20 minutes in the intro. But it's my ultimate goal to, just keep it simple, get to the point. And the reason why I wanted my information to gel and resonate with you, and for you to be able to access it at, any given time of the day. And also to, so you can be hyper focused on it, because, nobody wants to listen to somebody just droning on for hours and hours and hours talking and don't have a clear stopping and starting point. Which brings me to my next point of my podcast. My full podcast on a full broadcast day, which is today, is divided into sections, and each section has a speaking point. And again, the reason why I did that, is to just break through the monotony, keep it nice and cohesive, and just have everything gel and resonate. So I got clear starting and stopping points, and I'm not just talking in circles, and I'm not just rambling. So I got a good beginning, middle, and the end, and you will be captivated through the entire broadcast. And that is the goal. The overall goal for the Narrator podcast is to keep my listeners captivated and instill within them, the importance of sharing positive content. Oh, and then one last thing before I dive into the content, why I call my listening audience my narrators. I call my listening audience my narrators because we're living in the digital age. We can change people outside of our culture's perception by narrating our own stories, by controlling the content we post online about our people and our culture. And I already told you why and what we're posting on social media. We're leaning into all these negative stereotypes. We're embracing all these stereotypes when in reality we should be posting stories about unity, family structure, leadership, entrepreneurship, us doing for ourselves, us just being the kings and queens and gods and goddesses of the universe that we are. And just being, having those positive visual frames of reference about our people and our culture at all times. Because we're catching hell from all sides. We're catching hell from Caucasian people. We're catching hell from Spanish people. We're catching hell from Asian people. It's like everybody's against us. And, they're weaponizing our images, our likenesses is being weaponized against us. They're intentionally misrepresenting our people and our culture. They're trying to market us a certain way. And like I said, they do that intentionally. They do it to sell news, sell content, sell news and content, and then also as it means to, help the higher echelon stay in their tax bracket, help them feel superior to us and, personify their image, which is the image they're trying to create of themselves is holy and pristine and perfect in every way, superior in every way, intelligently, financially, you name it. That's the image they want to project about themselves. And then they also do it to absolve them from all the evils and atrocities they committed against our people and everybody else that does not resemble them. So they want to try to put themselves on a pedestal and, have everybody else underneath their pedestal. So, that's why they do it. They weaponize the media against us. They keep on, trying to control the minds of the masses. It's basically like, psychological warfare at its best. They want to warp and twist the perception of our people and our culture. Not only the people outside of our cultures, outside of our culture, but also they want to warp and twist the perception of us by us. They want to warp the perception of us so we, perceive things that aren't normal as normal. They want to desensitize us from violence, and they want to desensitize us, or desensitize us to violence, and desensitize us to, poverty. They want to, for us to mentally, psychologically accept that as normal. So we'll never try to raise up and be something more than that, because they're afraid that if we realize who we are, that if we all do it at the same time, that we're going to, dish out the punishment. We're going to do the same things to them that they did to us. That's their biggest fear, and that's why they keep on promoting all these negative images and sound bites and other frames of reference about us. So it's our jobs to, put out them positive frames of reference to change the narrative about us. That's why I call my listening audience my narrators. All right. So I think you got a pretty good gist of my content, my objectives, and, why I do what I do. So we're going to dive on into the content starting now. All right. So kicking things off with my very first section. This section is called the promo section. And in this section, what I'm doing is I'm giving original people that own or operate their own business the opportunity to have their business, product, or service promoted by yours truly, Halsey Allen, on this platform, the Narrator Podcast. And the reason why I want to do that is to do my part to help the original man and woman circulate the original dollar within the original people community, aka Black community. Again, I refer to our people as original, but sometimes I say the word Black, just so I don't lose people. But if you're comfortable referring to yourself as Black, then by all means, like I'm just saying, Black causes. If you look at our people, the state of our people here in America and abroad, from referring to ourselves as Black, we're rocking with their definition. It's been ingrained into us to rock with their definition instead of what our original definition meant. But anyway, you can call yourself Black if you want to. No judgment. I ain't trying to tell people what they can and cannot do. But anyway, I think I got off topic. Back on topic. So, this portion of my podcast is dedicated to helping the original man and the original woman that own and operate their own business, have their own product or service, that need promoted, the opportunity to hit me up and have their business, product, or service promoted. And the reason why I'm doing it is to help circulate the original people dollar within the original people community. I have great aspirations that the people that will hit me up for the free promotion or will be the ones that, take care of the community that they're rooted in. Building a tribe. That's what this section is dedicated to. So, if you need or like some free promotion, hit me up, Halsey Allen, at Poetic Passion webmail at poeticpassion.host. In the subject bar, type promo, body of the email. Tell me everything you want me to know about your business, product, and service. Be specific as possible. The more specific you are, the better I can promote your business, product, or service. So to get the free promotion, hit me up at Passion Webmail, poeticpassion.host. Subject bar, type promo. Body of the email, tell me a little bit about yourself, business, product, or service that you need promoting, and I will gladly do it. Because while we are due reparations, it's up to each and every one of us to promote our businesses, products, and services, patronize each other, and promote each other. Patronize and promote. It goes hand in hand. We got to do it. Because you might not have the money to patronize your brother or sister, but you darn sure got a digital platform, you got social media. If you cannot, financially afford to support your brother or sister, you can afford to promote them. And promotion is free, and that's why I don't charge any money. So it's it's good for you and it's good for me too. It's helping me gain a new skill so I can be a better help to the cause. So all right, that's it for the promotional section. You know how to get a hold of me. If you want that free promotion, hit me up. All right, next section. This section is called the contest section, and what this section is about is I am promoting a contest exclusively for the people that listen to my podcast, giving them the incentive to earn a free prize for supporting me, and to interact with me, giving them the chance to, win a prize and a chance to interact directly to me in lieu of I don't have a hotline yet, and I don't have a YouTube channel, no TikToks yet, but this is the way we get FaceTime with each other. I can connect with you on the human side. So all I want you to do is participate in, my content, the Narrator podcast content. And to do that, all you got to do is share your most recent shopping while black experience. So if you want to enter the contest, hit me up at the exact same email address that I just gave for the free business promotion. The way I'm separating the two is via the subject bars. So for the contest that I'm running, it's called the Chew On This contest. And to enter it, it's 110% free. And I already told you why it's free. So to enter the Chew On This contest, simply hit me up at the exact same email address, passionwebmail at porterpassion.host, subject bar, type Chew On This / shopping while black, because that's the name of the contest. If you don't want to type the entire word shopping while black, you can type SWB in all caps. Body of the email includes your mailing address so I know where to send your prize, and your prize is a bulk supply of your favorite snack food item. Then also include your mailing address so I know where to send it. And then tell me what type of snack you want, and I'll send it to you. So recap: to enter the Chew On This contest on the Narrator podcast, hit me up at passionwebmail, poeticpassion.host, subject bar, type Chew On This / shopping while black, or SWB. Body of the email, mailing address, include the type of snack you want, and of course your most recent shopping while black experience. It can be like one you had yesterday, it can be one you had when you was a child. Just, share your story, your shopping while black experience, and I will give a bulk supply of your favorite snack food item to you. And that's it. Very simple. All right. So now that I got those two warm-up sections out of the way, on into the main event. My very first actual section of the Narrator podcast, the highlight section. In this section, what I'm doing is I'm highlighting original people owned and operated businesses, inventions, products, or services. And the reason why I'm doing that is to put out the positive frame of reference about entrepreneurialism, about us doing for ourselves, about us pursuing our dreams, something we're passionate about, because we do not see enough of that on television and enough of that in movies. The very few shows about entrepreneurs that's on television are kind of bad because, they focus on the dysfunction, the arguing, um, the violence. You tune into that and then you miss out on the main thing. It's an original person or a black person that runs their own business and does for the community. You're so focused on, them yelling at each other, fighting each other, squaring up with each other, cussing each other out. You miss that aspect of it. So what I'm doing in this section is allowing you to hyper focus on the positivity of, an original person starting their own business. So what I'm doing in this section is walking you through their journey on how they became an entrepreneur, how they got the startup money, how they came up with the concept of their business, product, or service, how they came up with the name, if the name has any type of significance for their product, stumbling blocks they encountered on the way to starting their own business, share things, factoids like, the date they established their own business, how they got procured their funds to start their own business, how they came up with the resources, their ad campaign, their marketing campaign, any factoids I can come up with to illustrate, their journey into becoming an entrepreneur. And so, just to put out the positive frame of reference, it is possible if you wanted to and you want it badly enough, because these people did. I'm not saying their formula will work for you, just putting out the positive frame of reference. It is possible to start your own business and to take care of your community. And the types of businesses that I highlight are people that do just that. They're original people own and operate it. They hire their own. They give back to the community, do some type of outreach in the community. They have their own nonprofit organization, and they pay into a nonprofit organization, have some type of, community-based objective. Not just selling the product, not just lining their pockets with profit. They have some type of, objective to help the community and help people. So a lot of them that I cover in the highlight section as well are family owned and operated. So I'm giving you the positive frame of reference about generational wealth. And my last qualifying factor for the highlight section is that the business that I'm highlighting is in stride with my theme. And this month's theme that's nearly over is the season of spring. And so I think, what is the date? 27th. So yeah, this will probably be the last, spring themed highlight section here on the Narrator podcast. All right, now that you know what the section's all about, diving in. So like I said, my topic that I want the products to line up with is the season of spring. So when I think of the season of spring, I often think of this product. I notice a lot more people wear them in spring. So the product is hats, fitted hats at that, snapback or fitted. I see a lot of them people wearing those in the spring. The weather's warming up. You want some a little shelter from the sun beaming down on you, or just like, because a fresh hat, nothing beats a fresh hat. So like we all wear them, ball caps, fitteds, snapbacks, whatever you want to call them. Everybody starts wearing them in the spring, as especially if you live in a four-season state. So without any further ado, diving into the highlight section. First business up that I will be highlighting in the highlight section here on the Narrator podcast is Lex Price Clothing. And this was established in 2018 by by a brother by the name of Price Dandridge. So I'm gonna walk you through his bio. He's like, he got a really extensive story. It's like the article was over 6 paragraphs. So what I did is just kind of my source of information where I kind of combined, his about section with interview. And I just, from both of those, just took and made bulleted points. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. So I had to kind of condense his story to, keep in stride with my time goals here on the Narrator podcast, because I don't want to be rambling. I want to just, hit all my ducks in a row, keep them moving on to the next section. So he started out as a production assistant in Hollywood. He already naturally had a knack for, fashion. His mother was a seamstress, or a fashion designer, or a fashion designer who also doubled as a seamstress. His spare time, so like his first job was a production assistant in Hollywood, and he was multitasking in his spare time, working on a web series and developing films, Hollywood films as well. And then his side hustle was being a door dasher. Then one day his world came crashing to an end as his physical health took a turn for the worse. He got stricken with a conjunctival disease. It doesn't say what kind. Usually when you have some type of conjunctival disease, it's usually associated with your heart. So like a heart disease, a heart murmur, something to do with your heart. And then also, along with his conjunctive disease, he also had back trauma. I think it was let me see, I lost my place. And degenerating disc. So basically, like he had, a slip disc in his back. Basically, that's where your cartilage in your back, that little tissue that separates the joints in your back, like that wore out. And so the doctor was like, you got to quit your job as a door dasher. So he was ready to throw in the towel and just get on disability. But he said, I got to do something for myself, because he was just a natural hustler. He was used to getting money. But, it's weird that the universe works like that, because before he came up with that disease, he was perfectly complicit in the life he was living. He was okay with being a door dasher and doing, all the projects he was involved in. He made pretty good money. All his bills was paid. He wasn't tripping about trying to make, 6 figures a year. He's making 6 figures a year now because he followed his dream. So while he was like recuperating, he turned to the internet. He was trying to come up with a plan. And the best way you come up with a plan these days, like that song, Rakim, thinking of a master plan. So he's like on the internet, browsing through YouTube. YouTube is a great way to get, think of a side hustle or kickstart a business or get an idea to start a business. And I guess like the universe helped him out. Like t-shirt tutorials just kept on popping up in his feed, and lo and behold, he opted to, start designing t-shirts. Now I know, stay with me now. I know I said my theme is hats, but he started out with t-shirts, and he sells everything. He sells all apparel. He sells hats too. I think he's more famous for the hats than the t-shirts. The hats are his biggest item. But anyway, he started out with the t-shirts. And his t-shirts was a game changer. How he set himself apart. Not too many people were putting out apparel that was pro-black. I think we stopped seeing pro-black stuff. Like, it had a good run in like the mid 80s to the early 90s. I think like 88 to 80, from 88 to 94 was the pro-black era. And then, just something just came up inside of him to want to recreate that era, make a resurgence of that era, the pro-black era. And he decided to design all his clothing around the African diaspora experience. So all, his product is centered around that Pan-Africanism, African diaspora, or like, I know I'm mispronouncing it. I do that, sorry. It's like I know how to read. It's just like, I don't know what the disease is called where it comes out wrong. But yeah, it's like I'm intelligent AF, but just sometimes it's just like my words come out wrong. But anyway, that was, his brainchild. Of course, he didn't have any expertise in that. It wasn't actually until he got exposed to his business colleague, who just happened to be an African. The article didn't say what part of Africa he was from. So he bumped into a guy. He's living in LA. He went out to Vegas, and he bumped into the guy that would end up becoming his business partner, and bounced ideas off of him, and they created a pro-black line, and it launched in 2018. It's been going strong ever since. They got the initiative with the clothing brand. It's meant to inspire. It's meant to give people a sense of identity, a sense of self-confidence and self-worth, connect with the ancestors, give it a sense of individuality. And, just basically to honor yourself. That's what his mission statement is essentially on his website. When you go to lexprice.com, and it's not price like price tag, PRICE. It's his name. Price is PYERSE. So I just wanted to get that out to clear up the misconception. It's not spelled price as in price tag. It's not spelled PRICE. It's spelled price, PYERSE. His name, Price. Lexprice.com. So go to that and read his mission statement. His business fosters creativity. They pay into several nonprofit organizations, and they also, do co-oping with other businesses. They promote other businesses, and he basically uses all his platforms to enlighten and educate. And so, definitely hires his own. He promotes his own, so he's for the people, and his brand is an outward extension of the pride he feels about being who he is. And then one last factoid I forgot to mention about him before I bounce off into the next business is that he is an ex-felon. It didn't really, no articles that I came across really, the interview that I read, it didn't really ask him how he became an ex-felon, like what he went to jail for, but he's an ex-felon too. So he started his own business. It's possible you can start. He had all that atrocity happen to him. His health went down. He was no longer able to, do his regular 9 to 5, and he still found a way to triumph in the face of adversity. Is pretty much everybody that I feature on the highlight section. All the people that I usually feature on my highlight section, they didn't, necessarily have adequate financial means. They didn't necessarily have an extensive education. They didn't have a business plan in play. They just stepped out on faith and believed it was going to work, and it worked. That's the types of people that I highlight in the highlight section. People that came out the mud, believed in themselves, believed in their product, and found a way to make it work. So join me with giving Brother Price a narrative podcast round of applause. All right, moving right on to the next section. The highlight section is a little light tonight. There's literally thousands of products. I just try to skim through and just gravitate to the ones that resonate with me, that has an interesting story. Those are the ones that I usually highlight, the ones with the most interesting story. There's literally thousands of apparel companies to choose from out there that are original people owned and operated. Over 20 pages, right, when you put it in the Google browser, almost 1,000 something pages pop up. So it's no excuse not to ever support. So the next section, or the next business featured in the highlight section, lost my place again. Do that quite a little bit. What's in the world? It's literally I don't even know. I can't find it. Okay, here we go. Let's see this page. The pages are stuck together. All right, second section, or second business in the highlight section. The next business feature here on the highlight section on the Narrator podcast is the Carter brand. That's what it is. This is simply the Carter brand. And the all proprietor's name of this business is Chelsea Carter Sanders. And the website address is thecarterbrand.com. Chelsea is originally from St. Louis, Missouri. She graduated from the Art Institute of Chicago. She's also an art curator and has an exhibit called Acres of Untold History. Sorry, I lost my place. Her art exhibition is called Acres of Untold History. And it's basically the story of denim. Chelsea brand is also, pro-black, a pro-black blank brand. All of her merchandise features positive sayings in our community to inspire positivity and to inspire strength and identity. So like I said, she also gives back. She provides people with the opportunity to get a job within her company or provide them with mentorship to start their own company. So it's not really too much to tell about her. That's all I found in the interview and on her website. So go check out her website on the About and click on the About tab to find out her mission statement. She has a blog on it as well. You get some more insight into, what she does and what she's bringing to the table. Give a warm narrative podcast round of applause for Chelsea Carter Sanders and the Carter brand. Now, last but not least, this actually is just like a one-stop shop. I couldn't dig up any information on the name of the proprietor of this business. It's just basically like a one-stop shop. They sell everything. They sell all things designed or invented by original people. It's basically like a We Buy Black type thing. The site is called blackprimacy.com, but they do specialize in apparel, and I think their biggest seller is their hats. So go check that out. It's pro-black. Everything's pro-black on Black Primacy. The site is called blackprimacy.com. So you can go in the About section. They employ their own. They give them educational resources and all types of things to empower themselves. So yeah, go support all those brands that I just named in the highlight section. Support them by going onto the websites, buying the brand, or support them by advertising the brands on your social media platforms. So join me with a rousing round of applause for Black whitesupremacy.com. All right, that'll do it for the highlight section of the Narrator podcast. And now on into my next section. The next section is called the Spotlight section. In the Spotlight section, what I'm doing here is I'm spotlighting a prominent figure within our community. It's usually somebody in the entertainment industry, an actor, actress, comedian, athlete, recording artist, or a public figure, a religious figure, anybody with a public polarizing platform. That's who I spotlight in the Spotlight section. And what I do is basically just give them their roses while they're here. And the ultimate takeaway from the Spotlight section is to create the healthy habit of speaking positively about, our brothers and sisters. Create that healthy habit of saying something nice about your brother or sister, giving them their credit, giving them their flowers while they're here, because too often what we're engaged in too much of is dragging each other on social media. We are the only people to do it. We use our social media platforms to speak badly on one another instead of uplift each other and edify each other, and to check on each other and to show compassion and concern and love for each other. We just use it to be petty and clap back and inflict harm on each other. So what I wanted to do is just, create a healthy habit of, just saying something genuine and saying something nice about your brother and your sister, and, appreciating them, using your public platform to appreciate your brother and sister instead of talking bad about them and denigrating them. Because we get enough ridicule from people outside of our culture. We get attacked from all sides. The last thing we need to be doing online is attacking each other. So, also having said that, I created the wave for spotlighting, because before I added a spotlight section to my platform, the Narrator podcast, nobody on social media or anywhere was spotlighting anyone. Nobody was. Not on YouTube, not on TikTok, not on whatever. Now, since I added the spotlight section to my podcast, every time you turn on television, every time you listen to a podcast, every time you watch something, a video on YouTube or a streaming network, and they're doing like a talk show type thing, the buzzword is spotlight now. Like, today we'll be spotlighting, this person and that person and so on and blase, blase, blase. And nobody was doing that before your brother added a spotlight section on his platform. So I got to, give it up for myself.
You are now listening to the Narrative Podcast with Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time. You are now listening to the...
In a real way. So, like, in addition to, spotlighting prominent figures within our community, some other criteria that I use to spotlight figures is just, not only are they prominent figures in our community, they also give back to our community. They give back by charitable deeds, like such as paying into a nonprofit organization, or creating their own nonprofit organization, creating opportunity within our community, helping people get jobs, financial literacy, feeding the hungry, housing the poor, or housing the homeless, giving money back to the poor, just basically anything they can do for the cause, doing political activism, social activism, speaking on boards, speaking on panels, or just the way they carry and conduct themselves in the eye of the public that is associated with a direct representation of us as a people. So, those are all the qualifying factors that I go through to select a spotlight candidate for the Narrative Podcast Spotlight section. And so having said that, we're going to go right on in to the spotlight candidate for this week on the Narrative Podcast. The spotlight goes to Mr. Oops, gotta get my mouse back. Mr. Brandon T. Jackson. Loving the air horn tonight. I don't know why. Just feels like an air horn type of vibe tonight. So, his bio says he was born on March 7th, 1984 in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, attended West Bloomfield High. Didn't say whether he graduated or not, but he attended. His comedic career started at the Laugh Factory, and his breakthrough opportunity came from, of course, the sequel to Big Mama's House 2 with Martin Lawrence. That was his breakthrough role that solidified his spot in Hollywood. Also in his bio it says, he came from a strong religious background. His mother was a pastor and his father was a deacon, or is, if they're both still alive. I'm saying was. So yeah, very funny young brother, very interesting lifestyle. I'm giving him the spotlight because he's very deep, got a whole lot of layers to him. In addition with the comedy, the way he's portrayed on film, I think is like just a complete opposite of, who he is as a person. Like, he's focused, he's driven, and he wants for his people what he wants for himself, which is excellence. He's got a lot of projects, nonprofit organizations that he's paid into, and all types of boards that he's spoken on. Like right at the height of the madness when we was in quarantine, he did a series of motivational videos. Like right when it kicked off, he's like, yeah, it's time, I've been on that. That's why I've been out of Hollywood. I've been on that because we ain't seen him in a while. And his first video ever, he got dreads and he's with it. Dreads, a dashiki, and he's with it. So having said that, like I said, he pays into a lot of nonprofit organization, got a good sense of community. He's always lending his voice for the cause. So he's a very intellectual mind, very learned spiritual guy. He's deep in the Christian faith, coming from a Christian background, his family. So, there's that. But then also tapped in with the movement and doing his part. I think he just recently started a mobile banking app called Kingdom Pay. And what that is basically like an initiative program. It basically not only has, people that would normally be denied from bank loans and everything else, just a way to give them tangibles. The app, helps them build credit and provides them with financial literacy and, other ways to be to gain financial independence. That's the the core, the pillars of what that principle is based on. So he's a co-founder. He's partnered up with a guy from Chicago to bring that invention into fruition. He partnered up with a guy named Mark Burse. He's a technical engineer. He's from Chicago, so it was just like a like attracts like type thing. And they got that invention, and he also has his own I don't know if he has or had it, like his own apparel series, Lion Apparel. I might have to fact check myself later, but I know for a time he had that. And with that apparel line, that had an initiative to it as well. He was donating a portion of the proceeds from that clothing line to other charities and such, and other nonprofit organizations. So, he's super active, in the front line, in the soil. He's still an entertainer at heart, though. He's getting his wings back, doing role work, doing stand-up again, starting to appear in television and movies again. But definitely, he's an entertainer for us, and not really compromising integrity, morals, and beliefs for the bag, but doing his part and help where he can help out. And that's why he's getting the spotlight here on the Narrator Podcast. So give it up for Mr. Brandon T. Jones. All right, on to my next section of the Narrator Podcast. My next section is the health and wellness section. In this section, what I'm doing is giving you health tips to maintain a healthy, active, fit lifestyle. Why do I want my people to obtain a healthy, active, fit lifestyle? That's because we are being attacked and not given the opportunity to have a healthy, active, fit lifestyle, because they're putting things in our air, in our food, in our water, in daily products that we use every day that are intentionally harmful to our unique physiology. Like, it's targeted specifically to, break down our immune system and to compromise our melanin and essentially to eradicate us. Like it is. It's not a plot. It's not a conspiracy theory at this point. It is a fact. Like, they want us gone. The reason why they want us gone is because their time's almost up. They can't procreate at the rate we can procreate. And if you haven't noticed, it's becoming a brown world. Pretty much everybody who isn't black, original man, original woman, they are like 1/4 or 1/8, or they're in an interracial relationship with somebody who is an original man or original woman. So we're seeing a lot less of people who are not. And that scares me. So basically what this section is designed to do is just basically help us armor up in all the areas we are being attacked, and we're being attacked mentally, physically, and spiritually. So I'm giving you, health tips to stay, healthy. So like, for example, health tip on, on the physical side of it, I might give out the health tips, health benefits of plants, fruit, vegetable, herb roots, or an extract or elixir that you can ingest or apply topically to improve your physical health, or physical exercise. You can improve your physical health. And then on the mental side, things to keep your mental health in balance, such as, mindful breathing, mindfulness, you know, using emotional intelligence, doing emotional maintenance, checking in, getting plenty of rest, so on and so forth. On the mental side of it, and then on the spiritual side, like prayer, meditation, and other spiritual practices. And then, just for a wild card, I might throw in like something like divine law, quantum law, or metaphysics or something like that. But today we got the health benefits of a plant. So today's health and wellness tip on the Narrator podcast is the health benefits of lavender. So lavender is an edible flower, or a flowered plant, whichever one is called. Edible flower is edible. And of course it is like the color lavender, purplish. It has a sweet scent. It's native to the Mediterranean and the Middle East and India. It was once regarded in early civilization as a holy herb. It was used to, spiritually cleanse the house, dwellings, also to make things fragrant, smelling good, used to make their clothing fresh, and used, to make their skin fresh and hair fresh in early times. And not much has changed over time, because it still can be used for all of that today in modern times. So some health benefits of lavender is it's a mood enhancing plant. It mellows or calms your mood. Makes you mellow, makes you chill out. It's great for people with that suffer from anxiety or insomnia. It is anti-inflammatory, and so if you ever read a paragraph about Dr. Sebi, inflammation is one of the root causes of diseases in the body. It's the buildup of mucus. So, it's anti-inflammatory. Anti-inflammatories, destroy inflammation, destroy mucus. So you want to always incorporate something with anti-inflammatory properties in your diet. It's also antibacterial. So it kills germs. It's antimicrobial, which also means kills germs, bacteria, and macrobacteria. It's antifungal, so it makes you smell good. It's a wound healer. It helps speed up the production of platelets, and platelets is like, what stops the bleeding. So it progresses the development of platelets, so it'll help your wounds scab over quicker. It reduces blood pressure. It relieves people, it relieves asthmatic symptoms from people that suffer from asthma or have other, upper respiratory ail- upper respiratory diseases, or not diseases, but I'm trying to think of the word, ailments. It's not even ailments. I don't know. I had a brain fart tonight, but people that suffer from upper respiratory problems like bronchial infections, obstructive breathing passages, sinuses, helps clear all that up. And it also promotes hair growth. So like people that suffer from alopecia, you know, you can use it on your scalp to stimulate the growth of hair. Or if you have thinning hair falling out, good to stimulate the hair follicles and make them nice and strong. And also fragrantly scented, because hair be getting funky. And like I said, it's an edible flower, so you can like pick it and just eat it, ingest it right away. You can make it into a tea. You can apply it topically. You can press the oil out of it, make an essential oil out of it, have your carrier base, rub it topically on the skin, or rub it topically in your scalp, or rub it topically on your feet. Because like I said, it has antibacterial, antifungal, antimicrobial properties. So, it really is, I guess, a superfood. It has a lot of medicinal and health benefits. So it is a renewable food source. So like it comes from a seed. So you can put it back in the earth. You can grow it indoors or outdoors. Smells really good. There's really no downside with lavender. It also aids in digestion, helps keep you regular. In women, it helps ease menopausal and menstruation symptoms because it mellows the mood. So it reduces blood flow if you're, if you got a heavy blood flow and menopausal symptoms. It helps you, keep that mellow mood for when you're having hot flashes and mood swings, all that, because you can like brew it in the tea. And then also, aromatherapy for people that's, into aromatherapy. You can press it into an oil, put it in the diffuser, and, get that vapor all circulating around your living space, your home, your apartment, or, wherever you're staying at. So yeah, that is it for, the health and wellness tip of the day on the Narrator podcast. And on to my next section. My next section is called my speaking points. And my speaking point is just basically I'm delivering commentary on breaking news, things happening within our community or globally. Just I'm breaking it down from our perspective, because what that section is about is me controlling the narrative, because the media have us looking and sounding all kinds of crazy, and I already told you they're weaponizing the media against us, so they're always going to try to portray us in the most negative light as possible. So it's up to us to keep everything in perspective, and that's precisely what I do on the speaking point of the day. I keep breaking news into perspective, from our perspective. So, and in rare events when I don't have anything in the news to talk about, I just might do a PSA and about something that I noticed that we need to work on as a people. And when I say we, of course, I mean me in the equation. Many times it's especially me. Many times it's especially me when I say we, because I be the main one violating. All right. So today is kind of a combination. So I'm gonna talk about breaking news, but then I'm gonna not talk about it because I'm not talking about it because this isn't a gossip platform. I don't engage in gossip. I don't promote gossip. And in real life, if you come around me gossiping, I'm probably going to walk away from you. If you come around me talking about somebody, I'm going to walk away from you because I know if you sitting up there in my face talking about somebody, as soon as I turn my back, you're going to be talking about me too. So, and gossip definitely destroys our community too. It's a decay, it's corrosive, it destroys us from the inside out. So names mentioned in this PSA I'm just using it as a platform to, segue into my main speaking point for my PSA. Because like I said, it's a combination tonight. So it's breaking news / PSA. All right, so now that you get it, I'm gonna dive right into it. So apparently Kwame Brown is like on Shannon Sharp's neck about some comments that he may or may have not made about him being a bust. I don't know, I ain't keeping up, but like I said, the only reason why I brought it up is just to platform off into my speaking point, which is, and this isn't any shade at Shannon Sharp, this is to stay on code. I know I've said stay on code many times on my platform, but I mean stay on code in the sense of bring back something that we strayed away from. We had what was once called the mixed company rule. This back in the day, there was just certain things we didn't discuss about our people in front of mixed company. And a lot of people in sports and entertainment these days are sitting on a panel with mixed company, like people, from different ethnic backgrounds, people that aren't original, people that aren't black. They're talking about black stuff around people that are not black. And so, like, we got to start honoring the mixed company rule on social media. We got to start honoring the mixed company rule around work, these panels on television and sports entertainment, like talk shows, because when they comprise the panel, they're doing it with the perception of we want somebody to represent every person, kind of like on The View. They had, sisters, they had females from the tiny hat community, had Asian community, Eastern, Indian community, you name it. They want to try to have a robust dichotomy or mix of people from different backgrounds. However, when they do this, now this is important because I just said, like everybody, we catch it from all sides. We catch it from everybody that's not one of us. We catch it from Caucasian people, we catch it from Spanish people, we catch it from Asian people, we catch hell from everybody else that's not, black. So the last thing we need to be doing is talking about black stuff in front of people that's not black. So we got to stop that off. We got to knock that off on social media, and we definitely got to knock that off on in sports and entertainment, on these panels where they got people outside of our culture and we're talking about something that happened within our culture. Now, having said that, to Shannon Sharp's point, I gave him a spotlight section actually on my podcast, so I'm not like doubling down on that. He definitely was deserving of it. He is deserving of it. He did a lot of good things on the talk show that he's featured on. Especially during the time when we was in the civil unrest, he was using that as a medium to white America let you know what's going on, why we're reacting like that, and he did it intelligently and articulately. So that's what we're not going to do. We're not going to take all the good stuff, he's done and said on our behalf because we don't agree with a few things that he's done or doing lately. They don't just we can't erase all the good stuff he did because we don't agree with some stuff he's doing or saying these days. But having said that, I'm not weighing in on what him and Kwame are going back and forth about. I'm just saying in general that we as a people, we need to stop. We need to honor the mixed company rule that we once had, and that's like all the way back and goes all the way back to the early 1900s. Like the mixed company rule, there's certain stuff within our culture that we don't talk about in front of other people. Well, that's the speaking point for this evening on the Narrative Podcast, and on to my very last section, and then I'm gonna close out and wish you a pleasant evening and wish you a pleasant Memorial Day and all that, and let you know what projects I got going on, and let y'all enjoy y'all evening or morning or day by the time I share it back to all platforms. But it's recorded on a Saturday, but it'll probably be uploaded on a Sunday. But anyway, here's the last section of the Narrative Podcast. My final thought or final word of the day. I don't know, I flip back and forth. It's final thought or final word. But what this is just a gem, a pearl of wisdom, something witty, something insightful, something that's designed to stimulate critical thinking, to resonate with you, just have you ponder about something. We don't ponder enough about life. So that's what the final thought and final word of the day is something wise and something that will have you ponder. So my final thought is, I guess it's final word today. Play your parts. We all have a part to play in this uplifting, in this movement. We're all players in this. And, the mission is to find the part you play. You got to do some self-exploration, find out your strengths, find out your weaknesses. But just know you got a part to play in this. We all got a part to play in this, and we should be honoring each other because we're all necessary for the movement. So, for that, we got some people that are soldiers in the soil. They ready, they with it. We got our soldiers. Then we got our teachers. Now, as the old saying, this isn't a knock or a diss to any educator, any professional educator, but as the old saying goes, those that cannot do, teach. So some of us are just natural born teachers. We can break down concepts, we can break down philosophies, we can inspire, and motivate other people by teaching them about something. So some of us are teachers. Um, some of us are motivational people that motivate people, motivational speakers. Um, like I said, we got the soldiers, the warriors. Uh, we got people that are good at making speeches, good at speaking to the masses, rallying people, getting people together. We got people that got the bread, people that got the bag, people just natural born hustlers. They attract money. They're good at cutting that check. You know, we got our financial gurus. Um, then we got people that's good at organizing stuff. People that put events together and set up the atmosphere for like minds to get together and make something happen. They're good at organizing events, organizing venues, or just organizing the movement. Got organizers. We got people who are on the artsy side. They use, you know, they're good for the movement with their art form, whether it's rapping, whether it's singing, whether it's playing an instrument, whether it's writing, whether it's doing poetry, reciting poetry. We got people that can draw, that can paint. You know, we just like I can go on and on and on, like for infinity. So just like, you know, we all have a role to play in it. So do some self-exploration, find out, see what you want in life, and find your piece of the puzzle. We're all pieces in the puzzle. And how do you assemble the puzzle? You take and start with the borders first. So like some people just are the one missing piece. Some people got multiple pieces to them because some people are multi-talented. But start assembling your puzzle is what I'm saying. And when you put your one piece there, then I'm going to put my piece there. And then somebody else put their piece there. And by the time we done putting our pieces, assembling that border, we done covered the whole table. You understand me? We gonna cover the whole table if everybody puts their piece in the puzzle. We're all pieces in the puzzle. Play your part. Final word of the day. That's it and that's all. This has been another full episode of the Narrator Podcast. Thank you for listening. So that'll do it. Happy Memorial Day for those that celebrate it. We definitely should be celebrating it. Our people, especially our veterans, because they caught the worst in, fighting for a country that don't love them. They're coming back, and it's even worse than when they left. No recognition, no honor, no glory. Fighting for a country that don't love you, fighting for a country that don't respect you, fighting for a country that won't even, make laws to accommodate you. But yet you did it. And they couldn't have won all the battles and the skirmishes they've had without you. So we definitely, take Memorial Day serious in our community to honor those that fell defending a country that does not love them. So anyway, that's it. Download this episode and all previously recorded episodes of the Narrator Podcast to help your brother grow his platform. Also, I wrote a book of poetry titled The Black Card. The Black Card is available for purchase online. You go to get it. Simply just log on to Poetizer.com. Go to the bookstore on Poetizer.com and look for my book. It's titled The Black Card, written by me, Halsey Allen. Go get it, purchase it today. It's 30 poems representing our entire experience as a people, all the positive things and negative things, all the nuances within our culture, pieced together beautifully. 30 insightful, witty poems. It'll make an excellent addition to your literary catalog, whatever you're reading. If you're into reading, if you're into poetry or want to get into poetry, that's definitely a good light read for you. Travel accessible. It's real slender. You can read it on the beach. You can take it with you on a plane. It make a good coffee table read, but just go get it. The Black Card, written by me, Halsey Allen. Go get it in the Poetizer bookstore on Poetizer.com. Get the Black Card or get your Black Card revoked. What else am I doing? I have my own personal poetry blog called hallziespoetrycorner, and the email address is www.mrhallziesblogs.com, on blogger.com, powered by Adam. And my tagline is Halsey's Poetry Corner, poetry with a passion, poetry for all occasions. And when you read one of my poems, you will find out just why. And the way you support it is by going to that link, www.mrhallziesblogs.com, and sharing a poem or poems from Halsey's Poetry Corner on all platforms. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on YouTube, share it on TikTok. You can like it and share too. You can log in with your Gmail account. When you read my poetry, you can leave me a comment. You can comment on each piece by logging in with your Gmail account. And the only reason why I say log in with your Gmail account to just let you know it's a Google product. So if you want to leave me a comment on my poems on Halsey's Poetry Corner, that's how you do it. I don't want nothing from you. I don't want your personal information. That's just, that's how you can leave a comment on a Google product. You got to sign in with your Gmail account if you want to leave me a comment on Halsey's Poetry Corner when you visit the link. But that's it, and that's all. Got nothing else going on. The dude got projects in the work. I know you're tired of hearing me saying I got projects in the work, but it's coming. Got some stuff coming up. Trust and believe that. But thanks for all the support. Thanks for listening. Better stuff coming. Better stuff around the corner coming. Platform is growing. Momentum's happening. Execution is being executed. Moves is being executed. Things is just, falling in line for your brother. And thanks for that. Thanks for everybody that been supporting since day one. Greatly appreciate it. And the support is working. So more stuff to come. Platform getting bigger, more stuff to come. That's all I can say. So that'll do it. That's it, and that's all. I'm out of here like last year. Thanks for listening to this full episode of the Narrator Podcast. I broadcast every single weekend. Usually, like I had a setback last weekend, but I'm pretty much back to normal. So, I've concluded the broadcast relatively still Saturday. It isn't quite midnight yet. Still got about a half hour to midnight, so it's still Saturday. So like I said, I broadcast every single weekend. I also go live during the weekdays on the Narrator Podcast. My live broadcasts are a little different. In my live broadcasts, I share articles about our people and our culture, and then I deliver commentary. So it's a lot shorter, but you know, you definitely don't want to miss a live episode of the Narrator podcast. I don't know what happened on Thursday. I didn't really share my live episode I did because it did something real funky. It just like I was having internet problems. So if you've been going through my episode log, you know, it stopped at 2:15, but you know, the episode that I recorded somehow got in the log as 2:37. So we done skipped from 2:15 to 2:37. I don't even know how that's possible. Like we skipped a whole lot of numbers. We're on like 2:37 now. Like what happened to all them numbers in between? I don't know. It just kept on. I don't know, but it was like the last recorded episode, live edition was like 2:17 or something like that, 2:15 or 2:17, something like that. But yeah, but definitely keep on checking me out. Download this episode or previously recorded episodes of the Narrative podcast. Tune in regularly wherever you get your podcasts so you won't miss me when I go live. A great way to stay notified when I go live is to subscribe to my YouTube viewer channel. That's Halsey Allen on YouTube. Click the subscription button and the notification bell, because this audio platform uploads directly to YouTube when I'm broadcasting live. And then also follow me on Twitter, Halsey Allen, and it uploads automatically to Twitter as well when I'm broadcasting live. And that's how you will stay in the loop when I'm broadcasting live, and you will never miss live broadcasts of the Narrative podcast. But I've already covered all my other projects. Told you I got some stuff around the corner. So see you next weekend, and I don't know, I may do a live one in commemoration with Memorial Day. I might go live on Memorial Day. Nothing really else going on. But tune in to see. I don't know. We'll see. But this episode is most definitely done. So thanks for listening. With sending out love, light, healing energy, projecting nothing but positivity over you, and projecting, you know, love and well wishes, and I guess I already said positivity, but you can't never get enough positivity. So projecting even more positivity, light and healing and love, and that's it. I'm done. Halsey Allen and the Narrative Podcast signing off. I think I'm signing off. I'm trying to do it proper. Yeah, Halsey Allen and the Narrative Podcast. Trying to find my theme music. No, that ain't it. Okay. So Halsey Allen and the Narrative Podcast signing off, and it's like that.
I'm Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.